encourage nature to provide me with benefits. So I work with it for it to give me what I need. Modern agriculture in the 1860s was the last time that we could feed ourselves in this country. We had enough produce. Modern agriculture is only, in living memory, one generation, 80 years since we've been using the tractor. Before that, it was all done completely differently and much more sustainably. But we now believe, because it's been a few generations in that 80 years, that that's the way we've always done it and that's the way we have to do it. And it's destroying. The land is getting completely infertile. We're having to import chemicals to make the grass grow. There was a farmer over here. He was cutting down the older trees in the stream for no reason except that they were there. And earlier in the year, he was out getting nitrogen, big bags of nitrogen, and spraying it over his field to make the grass grow. He doesn't understand older trees are nitrogen-fixing trees. It's doing the job for him. It put that tree there because it needed nitrogen on the ground around it. And he cuts that down and imports the nitrogen from a chemical factory to put on the ground. And he's wasted all that effort and time when nature gave it to him. But he didn't see it. He didn't see it.
Search for it.
I read an article the other day that was saying about when mankind was hunter-gatherers, we were bigger, stronger, and had larger brains than we do now.
Yeah.
Since modern agriculture has come into it and we don't have to be able to cope with these things, we've lost the ability to. So I feel that we're going to be looked back on, if the human species survives, which, you know, we're trying very hard to make sure we don't. We're trying to kill ourselves off very quickly. So if it does survive, we'll be looked at in this age as the one age where we couldn't do anything for ourselves and we relied on machines to do everything. Even open a can. You've got to have a machine these days to open a can. You know? Most people wouldn't know what they could eat here and what they couldn't eat. They wouldn't see it. They have this misconception that they are separate from nature. Well, we are one of the animals of the planet. We're not separate to nature. We're part of it.
Well, they think we're superior, actually.
Well, we have that misbelief that we're more intelligent than anything else. We're not more intelligent than the planet. We're part of it. So, you know, we can't be more than the sum of everything.
The conception.
The conception is that we know better.
Yeah, that we can modify nature to suit our needs.
Yes.
You know, and keep doing
When we got into
the
the modern agricultural system that we now run, we went from 60, I know it's old-fashioned measurements, we went from 60 bushels an acre under the old system of cutting by hand and growing the old things and transporting by horse to 20 bushels an acre. So it was 1/3 of what it used to be, but it required less people. So you could put a massive amount of energy in the terms of petrol and diesel and machinery and foundries to make these things and not need the people to do it, in order for those people to go and work in the factories and work in the economic system. It's a resource. They've taken the people out of the workforce in the countryside, replaced them with chemicals and machines, so as those people can now work in the industrialised system that produces profits. This is why the Enclosures Act came in, to stop people being able to do what I do and then provide most of the things for myself. They had to go and get a job, and therefore they had to buy those things from everybody else. And that's where we are. We're brought up with the misbelief that we have to go and get a job. That's the first thing we're taught. The whole schooling system is not about education, it's about schooling. And you school a horse to do what you want it to do. You don't educate a horse. If you educated a horse, it wouldn't do anything for you. It'd be off in the fields. So they school people, and part of that schooling is that we must go and get a job, we have to buy a house, we have to get married, we have to have children, we have to do all these set things that are the norm. And all they do is promote the economic system. If those people could provide things